Hi everybody, this is Millie. Welcome to Millie's Meal Planning on a Budget. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my rotisserie chicken soup. This is something that I do for my family when it's cold outside, when they're sick, when they need some kind of comfort. So today, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share with you my comfort soup. The first thing I do is I have this soup pan here, and I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon, maybe 2, of olive oil. And once that gets warm up, I'm going to be adding my onion. So let's wait a little bit. And you know, this is something that my mom used to do for us when we were little. Whenever we were sick, she would tell us, well, let me make you some of my medicine. So her medicine was the chicken soup. And I tell you, it used to work. The minute we had her soup, we started to feel much better. So here, I'm sauteing the onion. So I'm going to let that saute for a little bit. And then to add some of this Knorr is chicken flavor. So I'm going to put about 1 teaspoon of that. And that's also going to give it some color. And then I'm going to add a little bit of garlic, just a little bit of garlic powder, because I'm going to be adding some more garlic later. And I like to add turmeric. They said turmeric is good for you. So I just put a little bit of turmeric. This is to taste. And actually that also gives it some color and some good flavor. Now, if you can see, it's getting some color here. And the onions smell amazing. So I'm going to let that saute there for a bit. And then I'm going to add 2 bay leaf. So 1 and let's see, about 2 bay leaf. And then I'm going to also add 1 teaspoon of salt. And you know, this is something to taste. So that's something, you know, spices always have salt. So I always check it for salt later, taste it for salt later, because I want to make sure that it isn't too salty. So now that's sauteing for a little bit. So now what I'm going to add is I peeled 2 carrots and cut it in small pieces. And I also cut 2 celery stalks, about the same size. So now I'm going to add that here. And you know, soups, celery and carrots goes so well with soup. So we need those vegetables. So I'm going to let that saute. I also have some pico de gallo here. So the pico de gallo has the onion, the tomato, and the jalapeno pepper. And the reason why I'm adding this is because when you're congested, do you know that if you're congested, jalapeno peppers help clear that congestion? So that's my reason for adding the pico de gallo with the jalapeno pepper. And of course, that's to taste. If you're not into spicy food, you know that the minute you have something spicy and something hot, you know, heat hot like soup, then you could feel your sinuses clearing. So that's the reason why I like to put a little bit of jalapeno pepper, because it does clear your sinus. And you know, the sinus, when you're congested, that's what brings those headaches. So that's my reason for putting the jalapeno pepper, or the pico de gallo, which has the jalapeno pepper. So I'm going to let that saute. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 4 cups of my chicken stock. So I added the chicken stock cold because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 potatoes that I washed and cut in small pieces. You know, potatoes is something that needs to be cooked in cold liquid. Otherwise, they're not going to cook fast enough. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the pot so until it comes to boil, and the potatoes are almost cooked. I'm going to leave it half closed like that. Okay, so the vegetables have been cooking in the 4 cups of chicken broth. So the carrots, the potatoes, the onions. So now that they are boiling, I'm going to add another 4 cups, but this time I'm going to add hot water. So 4 cups of hot water. I want the soup to be nice and juicy. Now I'm going to add, so now I'm going to add 2 cloves of garlic. So there's 1, and I like to add the garlic when the soup, after some of the vegetables have already cooked. I think that it works better. I think garlic in soups work better. For some reason, the garlic does a better job when you add the garlic, you know, towards the end. And then of course, that's how my mom used to do it. So that's the way I do it. And it works. You know, my family loves the soup. When my daughter went to college, she would tell her friends that she was missing my chicken soup. And they would say, how can you miss chicken soup? It's only soup. And then her now husband says, every time he has my soup, he says, now I know why you miss your mom's chicken soup. So I'm going to let everything come to boil. And once it's boiling, that's when I'm going to add some pasta. And you know, you could add whatever kind of pasta you like. I kind of like this, the one that looks like little quarts. I feel like the juice and everything gets in there. Now it's boiling, so now I'm going to add 1 full cup of the pasta. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that cook and have all those flavors marry, and we'll be right back. So let me cover this. Okay, so now that the soup is almost done, now I'm going to lower the heat. I have it on medium. I'm going to lower it a little bit, and I'm going to add the chicken. So the chicken is already cooked. This is the rotisserie chicken. So remember, I used the chicken broth that I used from the rotisserie chicken, and now I'm going to use the rotisserie chicken. So I'm going to add the chicken, and this is going to take about 5 minutes to warm up, or maybe a little bit less than that. So I'll just wait for the chicken to be warm up. And with all the vegetables and the carrots, and I'm also going to add a little bit of cilantro. So I'm going to cover this and let it all marry, so all those flavors can marry. And then we'll be right back, and then we'll let it boil, let it simmer a little bit more, and then we'll come back. We'll get to taste it. There is the soup, the vegetables, the chicken. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to serve it. I'm also going to serve it with a piece of lime. So I'll squeeze a piece of lime, and then I'll also add a little bit of avocado. I put some lemon on the avocado. And I know that my family is going to love this. They love it when it's cold outside. They love it when they're not feeling well. They feel like I'm pampering them. Look at this. Doesn't that look amazing? I don't think I can fit all this in one spoon. The carrots, the pasta, the chicken, the avocado. You see how amazing that looks? If you're not feeling well, if you're feeling congested, add a little bit of hot pepper. That will clear your sinus. Of course, if you have kids, you may not want to do that, but it really helps. So let's taste it. This is very good and very tasty. Make it for your family, whether it's cold outside, whether they're feeling ill and they need some comfort food. Make this and they'll thank you and they'll love it, just like my family does. And let me know if you tried it and you liked it. Let me know in your comments. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. And I hope you're feeling well.